at all.
I'm a champion. Where you at?
The only champion in the DMV at 130.
The only champion in there.
Floyd Mayweather Jr. is never shy about sharing his thoughts, and this time, he's got a strong message for Lamont Roach Jr. with Roach set to take on Gervonta "Tank" Davis on March 1st next year. Mayweather isn't holding back. He's warning Roach to reconsider before stepping into the ring with Davis. The fight is set to go down at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York, a huge stage for a high-stakes showdown. Tank Davis is one of the most dangerous fighters in the game right now. His blend of speed, power, and sharp ring IQ has taken down opponent after opponent, making him a serious force to reckon with.
I'm gonna beat his ass for y'all talking. Y'all better be quiet. I don't give a fuck about it. All that.
Mayweather has been through it all in boxing, both as a fighter and a promoter. With unmatched experience, he played a major role in Tank Davis's rise and knows exactly what it takes to prepare for the biggest fights. That's why his words carry serious weight. Gervonta is a different kind of fighter at lightweight, Mayweather recently said. Lamont's got talent, no doubt, but this is a whole different level. He's not just facing any lightweight. He's stepping in the ring just to boost Tank's confidence. To Tank, this is an easy win, and that's all Roach is giving him.
What they mean?
I love lemon. I don't like Floyd, motherfucker.
No, you don't.
EJ do the trash.
It's not often that Mayweather speaks this bluntly about a fighter's chances, especially someone outside of his camp. But his concerns are based on reality. Lamont Roach, the reigning WBA super featherweight champion, is moving up in weight for this fight. At 130 pounds, he's shown his skill and technical ability. But stepping up to 135 to face Tank Davis is a whole different challenge. The punches are heavier, the speed is relentless, and the competition is tougher. For Roach, this fight is about proving a point. He's been vocal about his confidence, highlighting what he believes are weaknesses in Davis's style.
I think he actually took this fight for the naysayers and all this and all the people talking shit about the fight. I think he actually took the fight because he know that I'm a dog. And, he want to prove his.
He's explosive, yeah, Roach said in an interview. But he's reckless too. There are gaps in his game. I've studied him, and I know what to do. Confidence is one thing, but executing a game plan against Davis is a whole different challenge. Tank isn't just a power puncher. He's one of the smartest fighters in the division. His ability to set traps, adjust mid-fight, and capitalize on openings is second to none at lightweight. Just look at his recent fights. Against Hector Luis Garcia, he broke him down round by round before forcing a stoppage. And against Ryan Garcia, he delivered one of the most talked-about knockouts of the year, a perfectly timed body shot that left Garcia unable to continue.
He was even positioned Davis to get a lot of leverage on that left hand, but he got more than enough and landed it at the perfect spot.
The real danger for Roach isn't just Tank's power. It's his ability to control the fight from start to finish. Mayweather made this clear when discussing Roach's chances. Tank's not just a puncher, Floyd said. He's smart, he's fast, and when he lands, it's over. You can't train for the kind of power he has. It's different. Lamont needs to really think about this because once you're in there with Tank, there's no turning back. Despite Mayweather's warnings, Roach isn't backing down. The build-up to the fight has already been intense, with tensions running high every time the two fighters cross paths.
When they start talking, when the people who I fight, when they start talking, that's when y'all get dumped. I'm gonna beat his ass.
He can't do shit with.
For real. So
Lamont Roach Jr. believes he has the key to solving Tank's style, and it all comes down to what he sees as Davis's biggest weakness, his tendency to give up early rounds while studying his opponent. Roach is convinced that Tank's habit of taking his time to analyze will backfire when they meet on March 1st at the Barclays Center. Speaking with confidence, Roach made it clear that he won't let Davis settle into his rhythm. "I'm not going to be predictable," Roach said. "If he wants to spend the first few rounds figuring me out, that's my opportunity to take him out. That's the mistake he'll make against me."
I say 9th round.
What?
I say 9th round.
You said 9?
Yeah.
What's your response to that, Lamont?
Look, he got scared. Look.
I'm telling her, you saying you going down in a night?
Roach's perspective isn't without merit. Tank's calculated approach often makes him look passive in the early rounds, giving opponents a false sense of control. He takes his time, studies their movements, and then systematically breaks them down as the fight progresses. It's a pattern fans have come to expect, and one that fighters like Roach believe they can take advantage of. But Roach might be missing a crucial detail. What he sees as a weakness is actually the foundation of Tank's success. This so-called mistake has led to all 28 of his knockout victories. It's not hesitation, it's a well-crafted strategy. Tank lures his opponents in, making them believe they have the upper hand, only to unleash a devastating shot when they least expect it. Take Frank Martin, for example. He stepped into the ring against Davis with the same belief Roach has now. Martin had a solid game plan, exceptional footwork, and a strategy built on unpredictability. He moved well, used the ring to his advantage, and threw off-rhythm combinations to keep Tank guessing. For a while, it seemed like Martin had cracked the code. But then, as always, Tank adjusted. He found his openings, unleashed his power, and turned the fight in his favor. Martin's movement and unpredictability weren't enough to keep him safe. He still ended up on the canvas, caught by the very danger he thought he could avoid. Roach is determined to write a different story, and maybe he will. But if history has shown us anything, it's that underestimating Tank's calculated approach is often the biggest mistake a fighter can make.
Frank Martin was inexperienced and nervous. You know, it is what it is. It's going to be a different fight when I'm in there. He's going to be a different fighter when he's fighting me.
Hey, what's your game plan?
Whoop his ass. I'm always looking for a knockout. No matter what, I'm always prepared for 12 rounds. But I'm always looking for a knockout, and if I get the chance, I'm going to try to knock it.
Tank is many things, but above all, he's one of the best fighters to emerge from Mayweather's camp. He's a knockout artist, a showman, and a master at selling a fight, just like Floyd. On the surface, Tank has shown respect for Roach, calling him tough with sneaky power. But anyone who understands the sport can see what's really happening. Tank isn't just praising Roach because he believes it. He's creating the illusion of a challenge. After all, no fighter wants to admit they're walking into a fight they expect to dominate.
Telling me just stay calm. I always like to listen to Floyd when it comes to big stages like this, because he's the only one that been in my shoes and been like in these type of fights. You know what I mean? So I always try to stay close to Floyd when stuff like this happens. You know what I mean?
Everybody knows how Tank operates. He doesn't just win, he dominates. He's a finisher, the kind of fighter who systematically breaks down his opponents. But instead of outright dismissing Roach, he's added just enough respect to make it seem like this fight could be competitive. I haven't watched his fights too much, but I've been in the gym with him. I know how he moves, Tank said. He's definitely tough, and he's had sneaky power since we were kids. But let's be real, Tank doesn't need to study Roach much to know what he's dealing with. They've faced off before in the amateurs, and Tank beat him twice. Those early fights gave him all the insight he needed. Roach is talented, but he's not on Tank's level. Still, Davis isn't about to come out and call this fight a mismatch.
Sell tickets. He's got, athletes coming out. He's got celebrities coming to his fights. And not only that, he finishes the show with knockouts. He's never in boring fights. What would we always say about Floyd? Yes, he's a big star and everyone would come out to watch him fight. Yep. But a lot of times after you bought his pay-per-views, you were like, oh man, I did it again. I bought another pay-per-view and Floyd, yes, but
That would kill the hype, and Tank is too smart for that. By highlighting Roach's toughness and power, he's setting the stage for fans to believe this is a real challenge. It's a classic move in boxing. Build up your opponent so that when you dominate them, the victory looks even more impressive. But even as Tank gave Roach some credit, his confidence was impossible to hide. He made it clear that he's coming to handle business. We're going to figure out what he's best at, and we'll take it away from him, he said with the calm certainty of a fighter who knows he's at the top of his game.
I promise you, you better lead them home. You better lead the females home. On my mother, you better lead the females home and the kids. On my mother. Now, why?
It's not arrogance. It's the mindset of a fighter who has done this time and time again. Tank isn't just a knockout artist. He's a strategist. He knows how to break opponents down, and when he spots an opening, he takes it without hesitation. Then came the line that sent a chill through the room. He better not bring his family, Tank warned. That's what I've been saying. He might be my people, but we gotta get it on. I don't care who he comes with. None of them can stop this. That's the thing about Davis. He's ruthless.
My whole family's from DC. My whole family, like my entire family.
Don't bring them.
Don't
bring them.
For what?
Don't bring them. I'm telling you.
They gonna celebrate with me.
Don't bring them.
It's gonna be a party on your floor.
I'm gonna let y'all know, son. His father was up here shaking on the what's the name.
Lamont Roach Jr. didn't back down. The reigning WBA super featherweight champion from Washington, D.C., is making a bold move up in weight to take on Tank. At the press conference, Roach carried the energy of a fighter with something to prove. I've got DC in here, he said, gesturing to the crowd of supporters. They know what's up, and they know what's up with me. His team knows my work up close and personal. We got a lot for him, and come March 1st, we're going to kick some ass. It's clear Roach believes in himself, and he has every reason to. At 25, he's built a solid career, showing skill, patience, and technical ability. But stepping into the ring with Davis is a whole different challenge.
Just overall being something that he's not been in the ring with. I'm the total package, and honestly, sometimes I think he doubts himself. But I'm a competitor, and I feel like I'm the best. So I'm a show up.
When he talks about you not bringing your family,
Roach acknowledged their amateur history, but made it clear he's not the same fighter Davis faced back then. I've improved in every way since the amateurs, he said. I was one of the best boxers in the country back then, and I'm even better now. Roach didn't stop there. He doubled down on his confidence and his game plan. I can do whatever I want. He's not doing anything to me. He's got nothing for me. It's just me and him. He can't be worried about these other people. But confidence alone won't be enough. Roach is stepping up in weight to take on one of the most dangerous punchers in the sport. Tank's power isn't just a physical weapon, it's a psychological one. Opponents step into the ring knowing that one mistake could end their night in an instant. Roach can talk all he wants about his improvements in game plan, but the reality is that Tank has the ability to adjust and dismantle opponents no matter what they bring to the table. Even with all his confidence, there were moments where Roach seemed to feel the pressure. He spoke about his family and the DC crowd backing him, but there was a nervous edge to his words. Meanwhile, Tank remained calm, almost indifferent. That's the thing about Davis. He doesn't need to yell or put on a show to prove his dominance. His presence alone says it all.
Consider you and Gervonta friends?
Friends? Probably.
Is it going to be hard to go in the ring and fight your friend?
Not at all.
Are you all going to be friends after?
Yeah, why not?
Either way it goes.
Both making money.
But you guys are making each other bleed.
Hopefully I just make him bleed.
Tank also played to the crowd, making it clear that he's fighting for more than just himself. I'm not just repping Baltimore. I'm repping people all over, he said. Everyone who's going through something. If people doubt you or you think your back is against the ropes, I do it for you. It was a smart move, reminding fans why he's become one of the sport's biggest stars. The press conference ended with the usual tension and stare-downs, but the truth is, the outcome of this fight feels like a foregone conclusion.
We fought twice in the same tournament. So,
That's different.
yeah, and we fought in the Junior Olympics, in the regionals, and we fought in the nationals.
Okay. You fought in the regionals and then fought again in the nationals?
Yeah, so...
Tank's dominance, power, and experience make him the heavy favorite. Roach may have heart, but heart alone can only take you so far against a fighter like Davis. Still, credit has to be given to both fighters for selling this matchup. Tank's praise of Roach, however calculated, adds an extra layer of intrigue, and Roach's confidence, even if misplaced, makes for good theater. At the end of the day, boxing is as much about the build-up as it is about the fight itself. Whether Roach can back up his words remains to be seen, but one thing is certain, Tank will be ready. And when Davis is ready, he's dangerous.
Man, I mean, it's going to go. Tank going to be losing the first 3 rounds. Then he's going to download the data. Then he going to knock this dude out in round 7 or 8. Then he going to do the backflip. Then Jim Gray's going to get in the ring, or Caleb Plants for White, and say, who do you want next? And Tank's going to say, I want all those guys. And they're going to go to the press conference, and Elliot Setback's going to say, who do you want next? He say, I want all the guys.
However, in the midst of all this, there is one fighter. One that even Floyd Mayweather believes could be Tank's true challenge. That matchup, which has been brewing in every boxing fan's mind for years, is Tank versus Shakur Stevenson. For many, it's not just a dream fight. It's the fight to determine the true king of the lightweight division. Mayweather, a man who ruled the sport with a perfect blend of skill and swagger, has never been shy about sharing his thoughts on the fighters he holds in the highest regard. Though he once guided Tank's career before their split and still acknowledges Davis as a dangerous force, when it comes to naming the most skilled lightweight today, Floyd doesn't hesitate. Shakur Stevenson is at the top of his list.
What have Shakur done? What have he done in the sport? He haven't done nothing. The young one is looking more.
I'll say this about Tank. He's the biggest puncher at 135, hands down, Floyd Mayweather recently stated in an interview. But Shakur? Shakur is the most skilled fighter in that division, bar none. Coming from a man who dominated boxing with precision and intelligence, that statement carries serious weight. For Floyd, it's not just about power. It's about artistry, technical brilliance, and the ability to control a fight from start to finish. And in his eyes, Shakur Stevenson embodies all of that. The numbers support Mayweather's assessment. Tank's 30-0 record, with 28 knockouts, speaks for itself. He's a human highlight reel, a knockout artist capable of ending fights with a single punch. But raw power alone doesn't guarantee supremacy. This is where Shakur Stevenson comes in. At 135 pounds, he's not known for knocking opponents out left and right, but he doesn't need to. His immaculate defense, pinpoint accuracy, and ability to make even elite fighters look lost in the ring set him apart as one of the purest technicians in the sport today.
Do you think people say that Shakur Stevenson then is the next big thing in the sport?
For one, I really think the fans don't really see nobody beating Shakur. When people bring up him and Tank, when I see and I go read like little stuff about it, they really be debating. It don't be like, oh, Tank is going to destroy this guy and everybody is saying this. No, that shit be like real debates. Like, no.
Look, you don't have to be the hardest puncher to be the best, Floyd added. Whitaker wasn't knocking guys out left and right, but he was special. He made people miss, made them look bad. And Shakur does the same thing. He's all about hitting and not getting hit. Floyd's comparison to the late, great Pernell Sweet Pea Whitaker is no small compliment. Whitaker is widely regarded as one of the most technically gifted fighters in boxing history, a master of defense whose legacy was built on making world-class opponents look ordinary. Mayweather believes Shakur is on a similar path, not just fighting to win, but fighting to dominate, outthink, and outmaneuver everyone who steps in the ring with him.
Boxing, and he get a lot of knockouts that people kind of making it like, if you ain't doing what Tank doing, then they gonna say it's boring. Do you feel like it's because of how his style is that they kind of putting that on you, like wanting you to do that?
People is blessed with different ability. He's blessed with a God-given ability that he crack you 9 times out of 10, you gonna go down. That's his ability.
Yeah.
I'm blessed with God-given eyes. A lot of people don't.
This is where the intrigue of a Davis-Stevenson clash truly lies. You have Tank, the wrecking ball, versus Shakur, the tactician. It's explosive offense against impenetrable defense, raw power against calculated precision. It's the kind of fight that divides fans and analysts alike. Some will always favor the puncher, the one who can end a fight in an instant. Others will side with the technician, the fighter who controls the pace and dictates how the night unfolds. Floyd, true to his nature, doesn't outright pick a winner, but his words hint at where he leans. It's all about skills, he said. You can have power, but skills are what pay the bills. Tank's got power and some serious skills, don't get me wrong, but Shakur's skills are on another level. The fact that Mayweather places Shakur above Tank in this one category is telling. Floyd has always been selective with his praise, especially when it comes to fighters who aren't directly tied to him. That he openly acknowledges Shakur's superiority and skill suggests a deep respect for what Stevenson brings to the table. For Tank, this is both a challenge and an opportunity. Mayweather's words make it clear that despite his dominance, there's always someone out there who could pose a real threat. But Tank thrives on these moments. He's built a career on silencing doubters and delivering jaw-dropping performances when the pressure is at its highest.
Yeah.
Me and Tank the biggest fight.
That's the one.
It's the biggest fight in the world.
Yeah.
Like, it's going to be the biggest boxing fight in the world.
When asked if Tank's power could overwhelm Shakur's skills, Mayweather remained diplomatic, but pointed out the difficulty in landing clean shots on someone as defensively sound as Stevenson. "You can't hit what you can't see," Floyd said. "That's what made guys like me and Sweet Pea so tough to beat." Shakur's cut from that same cloth. What makes this potential matchup even more fascinating is the mutual respect between Davis and Stevenson. They've both acknowledged each other as top-tier fighters, but neither has shied away from expressing confidence in their ability to come out on top. Yet, despite the hype, the fight remains elusive. No deal has come close to being finalized.
My take on the fight. Everything is true about this situation. One, Gervonta Tank Davis was being ducked leading up to this. Shakur Stevenson ducked him. Lomachenko ducked him openly. El Rayo didn't want to fight this year. He wanted to fight next year. Another thing is, I was hearing that Tank wanted it at 130.
Part of the delay comes down to the business of boxing. Unification bouts are never easy to negotiate, and when you're dealing with two unbeaten stars, the stakes are even higher. Promoters, networks, and managers all have to align, and that's before you even get to the fighters themselves. Tank and Shakur both seem willing, but the timing hasn't been right yet. For now, Tank will step into the ring with Roach and prove once again why he's one of the best. But what's your take? Share your thoughts below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more updates. See you in the next one.